This painting started as a direct result of a dream I had. I made a few little drawings of it and started this painting. You really can't see that anymore. It's buried under these other layers. It started from my subconscious and now it's gone somewhere else. The painting just took on a life of its own. And there are actually 2 or 3 paintings under this that you can't see, but I know they're there, and I've built up personal iconography and maybe even a mythology. In my paintings, I'm not trying specifically to represent nature, but to give you that feeling that you get when you're surrounded by nature. The feeling of harmony and the awe when you look around and realize that you're just a small part of some much larger system. This painting Firefly, the intent was to present my archetypal everyman. He realizes that he's part of a much larger system. He's just one small particle in this vast netscape of subatomic particles and stardust.
This image originated in Tibet at Soto Teardrum, and it was part of my world wheel, working in a circle around the world, using art for peace and community, developing community and healing in community. And so I spent time in this beautiful place in Tibet, 16,000 feet, and in my meditations there, I saw this image, and what it was representing to me was not a Buddha or a Christ image, but really the essence of ourselves that is open and filled with light and connectedness, our own inheritance that is in each one of us.
For me, working with clay, there's definitely an energy that I resonate with that helps me with my creativity. If you're in sync, then the oneness of the creative spirit flows through you, and it just flows to your fingertips, be it a stone carver or a clay sculptor or a painter. And so there, as I've refined myself, I've been able to tune into even higher levels of creative source energy. Our Pueblo stories and myths and legends reside in the breath and the heartbeat of the people who still have them.
The darkness is the given in creation, and it's that aboriginal cosmic womb of darkness that the miracles start popping out of. All of the whole world of creation stories, of course, articulate this great mystery. For an artist, any creative person, the darkness is the period of incubation, the gestation, the long waiting when you think nothing is happening. And this is the period, the time when you live a life of complete faith, knowing that your spirits are working, that energies are cohering, and at some point, imagery for me, song, poetry, whatever is to be born will be born out of that. It's a time when, in a way, you are not out of control, but you are not in control. What is happening is happening. It is no different than an embryo gestating in the womb of a woman or a seed gestating in the ground. The time will be the time, and there is no measuring the time.
The world of energy is not separate from the solid world. That always comes through in my art, and it's an important, I think, integrating process probably of my psyche. So how to share that and communicate that world, that fluid world, where multi forms of communication take place in the symbolic realm, and how nature speaks to us. I guess that's one of the primary things that's important to me in my paintings, is the way nature speaks to us, and then the way that as artists and musicians, these surprise moments that appear. This deer came out of these aspens like a messenger or a vision, with such beauty and grace, a communication from source in some way. I titled the painting from a poem by Rumi called "Remember When You Drank Rain in the Garden." I've found a part in my journal that I love about the hummingbirds, and particularly once again in the Mayan mythological tradition, where the hummingbirds come, the hummingbird wind rolls the cloud water of dismembered groundwater into leaves and gives it all back to the plant. So this idea of dismemberment that happens and then remembering. And so much of our work, I think, as artists is remembering some kind of essence, something that is putting us back together again, not only as individuals, but as communities, putting our relationship with nature back into the primary place it really needs to be. And so much of my work, and many artists I know, is really about this remembering.